Namaskar, Jai Shri Mahakal. Butterfly effect. How beautiful is the butterfly, isn't it? And we always admire. And as a child, we all would have tried to catch it. And when we caught it, we could feel the color in our hands. That is, even when we try to harm that butterfly, especially we shouldn't be touching it. But still, when we touch it, we give pain. But in that return, that butterfly gives you his or her color in your hat. Life is all about color. See, I represent the oldest ethnic transgender community in the world, which is known as the hijras or kinnars. Today's TEDx talk is about the butterfly change. The butterfly in its own life, till becoming a butterfly, goes through a complete process of change. Right from the cocoon to caterpillar, and then from again. It is such a beautiful thing what Mother Nature says. Life, for me, would have been a butterfly effect. As you see Lakshmi today, wouldn't have been Lakshmi 20 years ago or when I was a child. Normally people ask me, Lakshmi, when you felt that you were different? I never felt I was different. The world made me realize that I was different. I was only a simple child who wanted to study and wanted to enjoy my childhood as any other child. Child doesn't have a sexuality. But in that way, because I didn't fit in the boxes what our society had created of male and female, I was considered abnormal. I was considered not right. I was not considered straight among those boxes where I could fit in, because there was no box that time. Our Indian culture, and we as Indians where our ancestors do created a space for children like us. But after colonization, we completely forgot. I often say we have really become dustbin to the European and US systems. And sad it is because the whole education system is still very colonial to its roots. And we didn't have the guts to change it or to create space. Yesterday I'm really fortunate I came to KIIT and I had the opportunity to go to KISS. For me, in my lifetime, if I see a butterfly complete change and complete whole process of thing is what is KISS over there, It gave me a complete satisfaction that how everybody is equal. In our times, we didn't have that kind of a system. Or we didn't have space until the date. People like us don't have space. Because I was very feminine, and my femininity was crushed under the patriarchal society. I was sexually abused as a child at a very young age when the child shouldn't be knowing anything. It went on for a process. But I learned at one point of time to say no. And when I had the guts to say no, life changed. It's necessary. But the saddest part, the patriarchy is so strongly developed in the culture, in our roots, which was not it. Actually, it was not there. With patriarchy came morality. And morality literally raped our culture completely. And then we say, whether it is gay, lesbian, transgender, XYZ, is all foreign culture. Excuse me, everything was in Indian culture and everything is there in Indian culture. But we have started listening to leaders who themselves don't know what is being Indian. If a woman wants to go out, she's subjected to harassment, stigma, discrimination. It's not woman, it's femininity. And the same femininity of mine was targeted. First I thought I was a gay child, but the gays thought I was not a gay. Again, stigma in that whole circle, Then I became a drag queen. Drag queen is dressed like a girl. We had parties, we had fashion shows, beauty pageants, and I always won the crown till they made me the judge, It was not that I wanted only for a function to dress up and be like that. If you meet me anytime, anywhere, you will find Lakshmi this way. Very rarely people like Smita can see, or Dolly, my daughter, have seen me without makeup. Normally, maximum don't have the opportunity. And who have the opportunity, they are aghast. They cannot even believe this is the same Lakshmi, For me, when I decided that I am a part of the hijra culture, it was completely strange for my friends. I was disowned by everybody. I didn't know even how to express myself to my parents. And my parents came to know that I have gone in a community which is not that well accepted and which is considered stigma in the society by the idiot box, by the television when I was giving an interview. We as children think that parents don't know anything, but our parents have produced us. They know much more about us than what we know. Because stage always gave me that pleasure and that dignity which the society could not give me. The stage did not discriminate me. कहते ना व्यासपीठ कहते हैं हमारे हिंदू संस्कृति या भारतीय संस्कृति में. This is व्यासपीठ. This व्यासपीठ never discriminated. My life went on. Once what happened, Shabina, Francis and Priya, they wanted to start a organization और बोले कि Lakshmi, even you come as a founder member. I said, okay, Mai, I will come. They were also hijras and well educated. Shabina is the first doctorate of our country from Tata Institute of Social Sciences. And now she is in US. Then Shabina went out of my life and I said, देखो, I will become a founding member, but I cannot become a social worker ना. वो गंदा वो कॉटन का कुर्ता पहन के झोला लटका के वो मैं नहीं कर सकती अपनी जिंदगी में. तो बोले नहीं तू सिर्फ साइन कर. Okay, fine, I signed. They started working and I used to meet many hijras in my life, in parties, functions. And suddenly I happened to go to Kamatipura, the red light area, and I saw the conditions. And that time HIV was really the boiling topic of the public health sector all over the world. And then we saw people die. Due to the community pressures and some politics, Shabina and Priya had to go away from the city Mumbai and went to south to live their life as it is. But the organization was left alone. Then Shabina's guru, who was my grandmother, she said, no, you are educated, you should say. मैं बोली देखो माई मैं ऐसे ऐसे ही रहूँगी हाँ. तुम मुझे बोलोगे कॉटन की साड़ी पहन के आने के लिए ऐसा करने के लिए विदाउट मेकअप ऐसा नहीं होगा. बोले नहीं बेटा तभी तो organization चलाना था. And she was smart. So she accepted everything the way I wanted. But in that period I felt like a prison. I have seen and I have felt that my own human existence is considered transparent. The biggest grief in this world is a grief of being unloved. What was the mistake of that child whose sexuality was different, was thrown out of the house? And then that child, to survive, the child bees on the street. And then on the street, what not happens? You're sexually assaulted, you're forced to beg. At the end, you give up everything and then you're forced into flesh trade only to have bread and butter in your life. Where did we come? I didn't come from the seventh sky. Maybe एक माँ के कोख से पैदा हुई. Maybe उसके 36 नस से दूध पी के मेरा बचपन उसके आंगन में बीता. But life is different. And one thing is beautiful across the world about my sisters and my daughters and my friends of my type. We have one thing. The biggest strength in this world is strength not to surrender. And that strength we have. And we shouldn't surrender to any negativity in our life. Life is beautiful. It's like the butterfly. We have to teach ourselves to fly with color, not without color. And that's life. The decision taken at that junction of time was right, so even it is right today. People say, Lakshmi, did you ever have regrets? I said, no. I live with my decisions and with my principles in my life. I love to be free. I never thought this Laxmi Tripathi, after accepting my sexuality this way, I would be ever having dignity in my life. I would be ever be respected in my life by others. I still remember when my father was asked in an interview that, Tiwari ji, what do you feel that your eldest so-called son is a hijra? I was amazed by the answer of my, orthodox, brought up Brahmin family man who says that my child is my child. For me, Laxmi Tripathi's preferences would be different, but my child is my child. That is nobody's business. It takes guts. It really takes guts. Today, I can talk about how much I would have faced in the society, how the society would have looked at me. But when I have lost my father, but I believe he's always with me, my mother, I have my beautiful mother. They say God could not be everywhere. So life, see, it's all about how you have the guts to accept yourself, your friends, your dear and near. Your college times and in your school there are teachers, professors, you would have felt people who don't fix in those boxes. At times because it is not your mistake to not to accept, because it is a society has created that kind of an atmosphere that we as Indians have forgot accepting people as they are. Because we are still somewhere very colonial. They changed everything. We didn't. Do we have time to give to ourselves? In a competitive life now, this way it is. At times we forget ourselves. And especially womanhood in this country or anywhere in the world are not taught to love themselves. They have to love their family, father's name, brother, then afterwards husband, children, and the thankless job what they do. That day I was somewhere in Dehradun Literature Festival and I was doing the opening. Only 27% of work of women is considered work. Sad, isn't it? The mother till her death, she will see to it that the child eats properly. My husband is okay. That work we don't even want to respect. Then what we will learn to respect any other woman when we don't know to respect our own mothers? To consider immaterial, if we start considering everybody as human beings, that will solve our problems. Because even the religion which I'm born, it says Aham Brahmasmi. The Brahma is in me. The eternal cosmic energy, I'm a part, I'm a fragment of that eternal energy. So Aham Brahmasmi. And the best thing, Brahma, the creator, doesn't have any sex. Now, every TED talk I would have said, the biological men, how much men they are, they have to decide. And in that way, the whole patriarchy is being developed. Because Prakriti itself, what Bhagavad Gita also said, Shri Krishna said, I'm only one Purush. Entire Prakriti is Nari. And Naritvata is completely complete. Even if we see science or maths, x square. S square is complete. Men poor are xy. That day, we have to be the change makers. Because we are the voters. Its responsibility doesn't lie. If we know to pay the taxes, we should understand the responsibility of the society also. I really wish that, in my lifetime, I had never thought we would have a Supreme Court judgment where I would have the right to decide my gender, my sexuality, not the state, not any medical officer, nor any agency. And I was a part of it. I never thought this Lakshmi would go to United Nations. This Lakshmi would be on such an important position. This Lakshmi would be an author to 2 books, If you consider me transparent, then you all don't exist for me. Hallelujah. This is the way one has to be. Life is changing. Now even UGC, like in UGC we have male, female and third gender. In all the equity there are third gender. If there is also one third gender in any college, there should be a separate restroom. Because we forget the sensitiveness to respect the opposite person as a human being. That's sad. We forget because our class, Our financial, socio-economic structure is such a way that if we are on a higher, we treat people like shit. Shouldn't be. When we will learn to accept, you're the new Indians who will create India as India. And if you could at least have a fraction of second in your heart that you think that everybody is equal and everybody needs to be respected, our India would be a different leaders and a different complete, not only with economic growth, but human development also. Because no growth, no economic, no GDP growth is a complete growth of a society. The society growth will only happen when you have a heart and when the human development also increases with it. I always say, like my school teachers used to say when I used to be depressed, then they said I used to cry at times in my craft room with men and miss, and then she used to say, baby, you're not the crowd, you're the face in the crowd. And it stuck to me. It really stuck to me that I'm face in the crowd. And I always went with one poem in my 5th standard which I had studied, Robert Stoughty. My days among the dead have passed. It was the scholar. In the last 4 lines, I say, I shall perish, thy not my name. It shall be carved in the marbles to be remembered. I never knew I could create such a world for me. Today, my transgenders and my hijras and my kinnars are all over. Even in Bhubaneswar, there are 2-3 organs. And they were my grand chelas. Now they are my own chelas. 20 years before, Odisha had non-acceptance for transgender people. Today, but the fact is that the society has to be told. Fine, the crying baby gets the largest amount of milk or, attention in the family. So I was the crying baby right from the center to the states. And it's right. One should, the baddest thing in this country is that we don't know our constitution side. And we as children and we as students decide that this is thing what we need to create a change. Because I never felt I could create that change. I could have a Supreme Court verdict, I could be an author, I could be an actress. I was only a performer. Jab main hijron mein chali gayi, I thought my life is ended. At times I do get many roadblocks. I started Kinder Akhada also, the religious Akhada of Hindu Sanatan Dharma. I never thought while starting also I would be holding a position which is as equal to the Shankaracharya. And knowing about yourself is the most important. Being comfortable in your own skin is very important. When you are comfortable in your own skin and when you know yourself, when you know your good points and when you know your negative points, then only you can achieve success. It's necessary to accept your own self. This body is temple to my soul. In this world, it's easy to criticize, it is to say I'm a victim. But I always say my life is a celebration. It's like the rainbow. I celebrate every minute of my life. And I believe that all of you should have that art of being in that celebration. Of course, every coin has both the sides. There are, some gray sides, some good sides. But in that gray sides also we have to be positive. To think that the light is ours. The next day sunrise will be mine. At times I really wonder that this is just a start for me. Because nothing stops me. And I enjoy doing everything. Because every second I know that what I'm speaking over here, standing at the podium, at the stage, at this Vyaspeeth, it is gone. It will be only a history. So I live to the fullest over here. I love myself. Even you should try to love yourself. We don't ask much. I will only ask that treat every human as equal to yourself, as human beings. Learn to give love unconditionally. Jai Shri Mahakal.